back with Play On.
I'm very proud to call myself a nerd, along with your nerd society that you've created, and you should all become nerds too. I have had the honor and the pleasure to watch Zachary and Dave start this company and grow it over the years, and I am so proud of everything that you guys have achieved in keeping your promise to support this amazing charity over the years. So for everything that you've done to further Operation Smile's efforts to improve the quality of life for children all over the world, I am very privileged and excited to present the Operation Smile Corporate Humanitarian Award to Zachary, Levi, and David Coleman from the Nerd Machine.
Wow. Thanks to whoever put that video together. That was pretty amazing.
We do more than just throw dance parties.
Yeah,
we do that.
We raised a bunch of money, thankfully.
$230 or something?
Something, a few dollars. Wow. I didn't know I was going to have to follow Whitney Cummings, I'm going to be honest. I was hoping we'd go before you, but that's okay. So the Nerd Machine, Zach, Courtney, my wife, and myself are so honored to receive this award from Operation Smile. To be in the company of former honorees like Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, PepsiCo, and the Hearst Corporation is a little intimidating since their intern pool is bigger than our company. But we appreciate being in such prestigious association. It is one of the great honors of my life to work with this charity and its founders, Dr. Bill and Kathy McGee, over the last 6 years. Their lives should serve as an inspiration to all of us, as their commitment to helping others is unmatched in my experience. Thank you for all that you do. And thanks to the entire Operation Smile organization and the countless volunteers of doctors, nurses, and others that donate their time to save lives around the world. There's so many people that have made this possible for us. I want to personally thank my parents for raising me in a home of faith, honesty, and integrity. Taught me the value of hard work and commitment. I am the person I am because of them. Thanks for understanding my decision to forego law school and instead work as a prop master in a tiny theater for $170 a week. I know that wasn't easy to accept, but look where I am now, doing okay. We have to thank companies like Xbox, AMD, Johnson & Johnson, EA, Kellogg's, and countless others for their support of Nerd HQ. Without them, it would not be possible for us to produce our event and raise the money that we do. I want to thank our good friend Carl Stewart of Petrol Advertising, as he represents us to our brands and make sure they want to come back year after year so that we can continue raising money for Operation Smile. I especially want to thank the employees of Nerd Machine, the volunteers, yeah, it's Loud Josh, you guys know him, and the fans who support our event and donate their money for panels, photos, autographs, and auction items. They make our fundraising possible, $20 at a time. I want to thank Zach for being a great partner, but most of all, a great friend. Most of all, I want to thank my wife, Courtney, for her love, compassion, and patience. I know I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry. God knows that in the middle of HQ planning, it ain't easy to be married to me, but without you, I would be lost. Every year when I say, I'm not planning Nerd HQ again, you're there to tell me that it will be fine, and after the event is over, we look at each other, and we know there's nothing else we'd rather be doing than impacting the lives of others through the event. It's actually very symbolic that Nerd Machine and Operation Smile came to work together. Although Zach became an ambassador long before our company existed, both entities work with people who sometimes see the world in similar ways. Just as people born with cleft lips and palates are ostracized from their communities, shamed, and made to feel like they caused their issues. The nerds in our community feel like outsiders, oftentimes ignored for being different and left alone without hope. Not only is it our responsibility to raise money and awareness for Operation Smile, but also provide a community built on compassion, inclusion, and acceptance. Being a nerd is simply being passionate about something. We want everyone to embrace that passion without insecurity, fear, or regret. You know, we get a lot of messages from After Nerd HQ every year, and I just want to read a few really quick ones just so you guys understand. And I feel kind of, it's weird after Whitney talks about like, oh, this is the least we can do. And it is. The least we can do is give this money, the ticket money and the panels and the photos to Operation Smile. But the amazing thing about what, again, Nerd HQ happened so kind of accidentally in a lot of ways that this community grew so much larger than we ever thought. It's been impactful to people who experience it through becoming a guest of Nerd HQ or for being a volunteer. One of our fans wrote to us, in addition to the people they've helped through OpSmile, the positive effect they've had on the nerd community is incredible. I know that I'm nowhere near alone when I say that Nerd HQ has brought so many lovely people and wonderful friendships into my life. Not only that, but I've been able to have so many incredible experiences and opportunities just from their influence alone. I've found more love, happiness, and much needed sense of belonging through TNM than with anything else in my life. So thank you. You do great things. You inspire, you create, and you make a difference, and not just through OpSmile, which means you're far more than a company, you're a community. You're a family. Thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. I'm honored. You can scroll through the rest of this online. I'm honored to be a part of that, to be able to feel like what the little things that we're doing. And again, guys, we got great friends that come and do this for free. They come and talk. They give Q&As. They take pictures. They do signings where they could all make money. But instead, they donate that money to Operation Smile. And for that, we are forever grateful. It is our honor to serve our community and Operation Smile. I hope the next 6 years are even more powerful than the last. I have one request from everyone here tonight. This is going to sound really weird because the reception in here isn't great. Everybody in this building, I want you to download the Donate a Photo app. I know this sounds super silly. It's fast, it's free, and it's the easiest way I've ever seen to raise money for Operation Smile. If you take a photo, you post it, every time you do that, it's $1 for Operation Smile. Donate a photo by Johnson & Johnson. It costs you nothing except 30 seconds of your time. Do it whenever you can. If you do it tonight, there's about 450 people in this room, right? That's almost 2 surgeries. If you do it every day, you can raise $365 for the charity by yourself for doing nothing but posting a photo. If each of us in this room donates a photo every day, that's over $165,000 for Operation Smile this year. I don't know of a more inexpensive way to pay for 657 surgeries in 1 year. I think that's the least we can do. Thanks again for this amazing honor, and now I'll step out of the way so Zach can talk for a minute.
I didn't prepare anything. You're welcome. Except for this suit. You're welcome. Dave pretty much summed all that up. We're really honored to be honored. Although, and this might sound very trite, but the honor really is the fact that we just get to be a part of something that's way bigger than us, way bigger than anyone in this room, way bigger than the Nerd Machine, way bigger than Comic-Con, way bigger than our careers collectively. It's the world. And we have such limited time that we spin around on this crazy big mud ball with all the weird stuff that's going on in it right now. And so that we can all gather tonight and collectively breathe and say, look, there's good stuff going on in the world. And by the way, Bill and Kathy McGee, #relationship goals. You guys are you're the bomb. You're the bomb.com. Also, going on what Bill was saying earlier, and I'll try to keep all this stuff really, really short, but that emotion equals action. Emotion equals action. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a very emotional person. Clearly my friends at this table. So I'm just going to share one little quick story. I do this every single time. I know I can get very long-winded. But when I went to Honduras, I've only been on one mission, unfortunately. I want to go on more. But I went to Honduras, and there was one child in particular, and this child was brought in. And it was a very, 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 very small baby. It looked like it was probably about 2 months old. And it had a bilateral cleft, which is something similar you've seen on here. It's both. It's on both sides of the teeth. And the baby was being measured, and it came out eventually that the child was actually 2 years old. And it had the weight and the size of a 2-month-old infant. And they asked the parents, "What is your child's name?" And they said, "We don't have a name. We didn't think this baby was going to live." Their own child had, not because they put so little worth in their child, but because the world had given up. Their ability to even serve their child or care for their child was gone. And I think that one of the things that we try to do, that we stand for, and certainly what I try to stand for, and maybe it's this year of my life that's been so crazy, and me evaluating, well, what are we here for? What are we doing? What are we struggling with? It's our worth, our own self-worth, and the worth that we pour out into other people. That's why we all pay the shrinks and the therapists that we pay all the time. What am I worth, doc? Oh, you're worth so much. We are. But what we can do with this is it's not just fixing someone's face. It's telling a child that they're worth something. They have value in their life. We get to tell them, even strangers, anesthesiologists and nurses, and we get to go into these countries that we may never see them again, and we tell this child by fixing their face and giving them hope again that they are worth something in this life. So I hope that gives you some kind of emotion to move on and say, here's my money, Operation Smile. Take it. Go change the friggin' world. I hope that you do that. And the last thing, I'll leave you with this. I read this a few years ago at another gala, and I feel like some things bear repeating, and I think this bears repeating, and every time I get a chance, I'll read it to you. It's an old, wise thing that someone way older and wiser than me said once upon a time, but I hope it resonates with you. May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you may live deep within your heart. May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people, so that you may work for justice, freedom, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer pain, rejection, hunger, and war, so that you may reach out your hand to comfort them and turn their pain into joy. And may God bless you with enough foolishness to believe that you can make a difference in the world, so that you can do what others claim cannot be done, to bring justice and kindness to all our children and the poor. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Go.